How's it, everyone? We are on our way up into the mountains. It is just before 6 o'clock at night. It is winter, even though it doesn't look like it. I am getting really hot. I'm carrying quite a couple of kgs on my back. This is my bug out bag. It's a good test to see whether all of our equipment will cover all of our needs and whether we are short anything. So a bit of a trial run. Oh, and it's quite heavy because I'm having to carry all of my water up as well. Stick around and I'll take you through all of my gear and our little camp for the night. You're on the Live Ready channel. It is getting dark quite quickly and I'm just about to cross this. Up. I am carrying a 16 kg bag because we have to take all of our water for the next 2 days with us. Where we're going, there aren't any streams or rivers. That bridge that I just crossed is the last river that we're going to see for 2 days. There are other ways to come by water in the bush. If you haven't yet, go and check out my video on how to find water in the wilderness. And we've got about another 3 k's to do uphill in the bush. Indy's with us. Oh, and I am tired already, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Couple things about bugging out. One, the weather is not necessarily going to be playing along or in your favor. Two, you may not have all the resources even though you plan really carefully. Three, the timing may be terrible. You may need to go on foot at night or in really low light. That's why torches are important. Indy's got a torch. Hi, did you miss me?
Ah, doggy! What is that?
Are you ready? 15-minute gap is quite a bit to try and make up with a 16 kg bag on your back. Leaving behind civilization. Bugging out in the wilderness. It's a good exercise to see whether you can carry the weight as well of all the things that you've packed in your bag. Doggy, you got a red light? Good doggy. All right, remember red light doesn't interfere with your night vision, so it's better to go in the dark with red light than with white light. There's some noises in the bush. Even though white light does illuminate better, you can see what a difference a white light makes in comparison to a red light. Anybody who's looking for you, whether you want to be found or not, are going to be able to see you much easier as soon as you turn a light on. And again, white light stands out more than what red light does. We've got probably another 2 kilometers to go. I think the worst is over now. And we should be getting there maybe a half an hour after dark, and we'll set up camp in the dark. And camera equipment. So after, what was that, about an hour and a half of trekking in the dark, we finally made it to our camp, which is basically underneath a whole bunch of trees. We're just about to set up camp. It's pitch dark, but there's nice soft foliage on the ground, and doesn't seem to be anything threatening around here, so I think it is pretty safe. And as soon as we've got our camp up, I think we can actually go just find some wood quickly and start a fire, so we've got a bit more light as well. Okay. Indy, show us your light, Indy. Show Indy even has a little torch so she can see where she's going.
How does that look from the side, eh?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Just as long as you don't land up right on the floor. This kind of bug out dry run is important preparation for the no buy, no sell period prophesied in the book of Revelation. God tells us to exit Babylon, to come out of her, my people. That means that we also need to be prepared to physically extricate ourselves from that system when the time comes. Now I get to put up my shelter. I think I'm somewhere going to put it right here. Luckily, I've set up camp in the dark plenty of times before, so this should be a piece of cake. Remember to test out all of your gear before you need it, especially your shelter system, because you may end up setting up camp in the dark and you need to know your way around it, back to front. I've made a video about all of the things that I keep in my bug out bag, so for a more comprehensive packing list, keep an eye out for that. Also keep an eye out for the bug out fallback system video where I discuss a comprehensive fallback system from your get home bag to your bug out bag. The most important items in my bug out bag that I can think of off the top of my head is my fire kit. I carry a knife, a shelter kit, a water filtration kit, or a system that I can use to boil and contain water. I also keep some space blankets or mylar blankets. They really help with thermoregulation. Other things in my bug out bag include a SILKY saw, and don't forget the medical kit. We've just managed to set up camp now. We've got a fire going. Give us a wave there. Chilling already. Indy has made herself at home in my tent, which is also a camping hammock. I've got my sleeping bag over there. And there's the doggy. Hi doggy, are you tired? Yeah, so Indy's quite happy to sleep on the ground. And Sean's got a hammock over there. Hang my gear up here on the tree. And Sean's gear is over there. So now all that's left is to cook some dinner. We are breaking the rule of not cooking in your campsite. The reason why it's ideal not to cook in your campsite is because the smell of the food lures all the animals, and there are leopard and caracal and all kinds of things around here. We just don't want to trek far away from our campsite in the dark to go and cook something. But if we had arrived here earlier, then we could have gone somewhere else to cook.
Damn, doggy's tired.
Doggy's tired.
Tired and she's scared.
Tired and scared. She'll get a piece of sausage. Whiskey? I'll only have one sandwich. Yeah. Thanks, baby. Can I say a quick prayer?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord, for the nice food and for giving us this opportunity to come and do a wild camp. Please bless the food, bless the hands that prepare it. Please keep us safe in the night and keep the animals out of our camp. In the name of Jesus, amen.
The mega torch. Oh my gosh.
But it's good to have another one.
Hey? Look at this. That's focus beam. Yeah, that's more like it. Now we can see. Hey? Look at this, buddy.
Do a slow scan of the campsite.
Yeah, this is a wicked torch, man.
We do need to bring a cloth. I'm going to put a cloth. I had one in and I took it out because my bag was so heavy. So we had a really nice dinner and we made some coffee just before getting in bed. Our fire is just about out now and I am in my camping hammock that I've set up as a tent with Indy. Indy is all the way down there. Doggy? Hi doggy. Are you asleep? So we're just about to put the lights out to go to bed. I've made a pillow using my t-shirt and my beanie because it's not actually as cold as we thought it would be. So because of that, I'm just wearing my merino wool base layer and I'm going to be perfectly warm enough in that. I think we're so hyped up from rushing here in the dark But it was a really nice hike all in all. And yeah, tomorrow morning breakfast, and then we're going to go explore some of the caves in the area. Anyway, good night guys, see you in the morning. Morning everyone. It is about 7:30 in the morning. Doesn't really look like it, it's quite dark still. My torch and you can see me a little better. Indy says she's ready to go outside and have breakfast. The sun's just come up because it's winter here. The sun comes up a little bit later and it is super windy outside today. We are expecting the first snow for the season within the next 2 days. So from tonight the weather is going to turn super bad. Slept on my jacket. It actually makes for quite a good mattress in the absence of an actual inflatable mattress, which I was looking at on Friday, and I should have actually gotten it, but anyway. Yeah, so not too bad. Slept relatively well. Indy and I snuggled in my sleeping bag, and Sean is in his hammock over there, and we'll get up shortly and go make a bit of breakfast. Have a look outside. It's all gauzy because you can't see past the netting here. So yeah, now it's time to get up and make breakfast. Maybe we should go out and watch the sunrise. Okay, doggy. This is the kind of stuff you want to wake up to. Just look at that sunrise. Some mountain dwelling animal.
Very warm. Desert fox. Nice sleeping bag.
Yeah. So we are deliberating about restarting the fire. Because if we restart it, we've got to wait for it to go out completely before we can leave. We can cook on the gas, but it's so nice to make a cup of coffee and some bacon and eggs on the fire. Yeah, we did bring luxuries like that. There's also why my bag was so heavy. It was all of the water and all of the food that we brought along with us, which isn't really realistic in a bug out situation because you probably won't have time to grab bacon and eggs. But yeah, testing the gear, so we get to bring some nice food. Check out our cool campsite. Quite creepy coming in here in the dark.
I think doggy was scared.
Yeah, that's probably why she cowered in her, well, in my tent.
She's not now, she's exploring now.
Oh, now she's exploring. In a moment of clear-mindedness last night, we decided to hang our food up there. And it doesn't look like we've had anything coming through the campsite to try and get to our food. I didn't hear anything in the night. Did you hear something?
No.
No. But yeah, so we just managed to put all of our food in that bag and then hung it in the tree just to keep any animals, because there are leopard and there's caracal, there's baboons, civet, serval, all kinds of things running around here, and there are some caves in the area, so likely that we'll see some animal activity around. A couple other things that I really recommend after this trip is that you keep a decent light source. Like I said earlier, you may not land up leaving your home at an ideal time. It may be going dark. The weather may be terrible. This Magneto torch has an 18650 battery in it, and there is a way to make it into a spotlight, so it makes a focus beam or a disperse beam. So if you need to signal for help, you can use the focus beam to signal for help. And it's really worthwhile having a decent light in your campsite to cook by, to set up tents, or to set up your shelter. Like you saw last night, we set up in the dark here because we ended up leaving late. So in that instance, you really want to have a good light source. It also helps you to gather things like firewood or tinder or kindling so that you can start a fire. Fire will also help light the area a bit, but it's a more diffuse light, and it helps to have a decent torch, especially a headlamp as well. A couple other things that have been really handy has been a power bank, especially a solar rechargeable power bank. Because if you do need to use your phone or some of the other navigational equipment, you can use it to find coordinates, which can be really difficult to do in the dark, especially if you're a lay person and you don't know the environment. It's also great to have some spare batteries or even a rechargeable torch, something that can charge with a USB port to a solar power bank. So I've got where's this Magneto light? This is a Magneto power bank, but it's also a light. And it's quite a bright one too. So it's great because I can stick it in the sun and then I can use it to charge my phone or to charge anything that I need to power up, and I can also use it at night to light the way, or if I just want to set up camp, I can use it for that. You don't have to have a sleeping mat or a mattress or a pillow. I simply used my sleeping bag, stuffing bag, and I put whatever extra clothes I've got in there to make a pillow. It suffices. It's not the most comfortable pillow, but it's perfectly doable. I also didn't have a sleeping mat last night. I slept actually on my jacket, which had two benefits to it. First of all, it was quite soft, and secondly, because it's a really nice warm jacket, it actually kept me warm too. But you do get really nice sleeping mats that have a thermal element in them as well, and they deflate and fold up into a really tiny little mat. So easy to stash in your bag if you do want to keep that. Further to that, make sure that you've got more than one lighter, because if you misplace one and you're unable to start a fire with a ferro rod or something, then you do have an extra lighter. If you're multiple people in a group, make sure that everybody has the basics: fire making material, water, filtration systems, a sleeping system or a shelter system. So we were a little bit concerned about finding wood here on the way up, especially because it was dark, but we were very fortunate because there's quite a lot of dead branches and debris lying around, and the mossy branches actually catch alight really easily. So for that reason, we've been able to make and sustain a fire really nicely. Right, now for breakfast, I've got to get the food down from up there. Luckily, I make slip knots that are easy to untie. I think my biggest campsite issue with here is that there isn't a water source. Ideally, we would want a water source so that we don't have to carry so much water with us. Also for washing and cleaning, and also just cooking purposes, not just for drinking. With regards to campfire making, you don't have to have a camping stove or a camping oven. You can just put a couple of rocks down on the ground. We like this one because you don't burn holes in the ground, so we can leave this place as it was before. There's a bit of ash on the ground here, but because there's heavy rain coming in, it's just going to wash away. So we like to leave no trace. That's why we've got this. But if you don't have the space or the room, or you can't carry the weight because it is quite heavy, then you honestly don't need it. It is nice to have a grill to cook on though. As far as camping pots go, the lighter the better, because once you've added all this stuff to your bag, it really becomes heavy. So we really like the Stanley one, but it's very heavy. So if we're going camping and we're going with a vehicle, then that's fine to take that. But if we're carrying it, then something like a small aluminium or a small stainless steel cooking set is ideal. And one person can carry the cooking set, and the other person can carry the little gas stove, and one person can carry some food and another person can carry other food. So you can sort of split the load between you as well. And if you've got a decent hiking backpack that's got a chest strap and that's got a kidney belt or a hip strap as well, it will take some of the weight off of your shoulders and it makes it a bit more ergonomic, and you can go further with a heavier bag than you would otherwise be able to do if it just had the shoulder straps. So both of our bags have that, And then you can also add like a camelback or a water bladder to your bag. That helps a lot because it removes the weight of an actual water bottle because the bag is so much lighter. So this is kind of a luxury bacon and eggs breakfast. As far as eggs go, you can probably forage them and get them from the nests in the area. Bacon, I don't know, you'll have to find a bush pig if you wanna get bacon on a bug out mission. What's a knife? Is that the same knife you stirred doggy's food with?
I watched it. Well, yes it is, but I watched it.
Eggs and bacon and rolls and doggy who isn't eating her food. So if you've watched any of my fire kit videos or bug out bag videos, you'll know that I always carry some welding gloves with me. Partly because it makes it easy to cook and partly because it makes it easy to make fire. So I can move coals around quite easily. At the moment I'm trying to actually disperse them so that they burn out and the fire dies. And I can easily pick up hot coals with a nice welding glove. And these are cheap. You can actually just get them from the hardware store. They do make your bag a little bit heavier, but for all of the use that you get out of this one item, it's really worth even just having one in your bug out bag. Hey doggy. It's nice, hey?
Condensed milk, eh? Condensed milk makes you go fast.
Condensed milk makes you go fast. Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, mine doesn't actually even penetrate there. Wait, I'll give you doggy. Yep. She's like, no. Now you've got to crawl through there.
Take out the photograph to this.
And we...
Oh, there's the entrance of this. Oh, there you go.
Cool, eh? There's like a whole other compartment down here. You can like crawl all the way in there. In there as well. Far! Goes like 20 meters, 30 meters in there.
Yeah, take photograph of that, baby. Look, you can't even see it.
All in all, a really nice wild camp. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you've got some more suggestions, especially gear suggestions. Remember to go and check the description. I'll add all of the links for all of the gear that we've got here in the description. If you want to add something to your bug out bag, you can go and check that out. Until the next time, live ready.